I, 24F, am a high school science teacher, and my boyfriend, 25Min, is an OF model. This is important. Today after school, he helped me carry in some stuff for a lab I'll be doing with my kids. When he arrived, the principal, I'll call her Jan, was outside for dismissal and was able to meet him. While he was helping me set everything up in my classroom, Jan came in and asked if they had ever met since he looked familiar. My BF said he didn't think so, and that was that. When we finished, I gave him a tour of the school that ended at the office. Jan was still there and greeted us again before a look of what I can only describe as fear came across her face. She quickly excused herself and we were left alone and confused. My BF asked if maybe she recognized him from his OF page. I said surely not, since she's a middle-aged woman who barely knows how to use her phone. He let me live in denial until I got a text from her as we were cooking dinner. She said this: "Good evening, OP. I'd like to have a meeting with you and HR person from HR tomorrow morning. Please be in my office at 7 a.m. So now I'm almost certain that my BF was right, and she does know him from his page. He keeps trying to reassure me that it's not about that, but I can see in his eyes that he's at least a little proud of himself. I've kicked him out to go buy me some stress snacks. My friends are busy and my family doesn't. Now he's an OF model, so I don't know who else to turn to. Maybe y'all have advice for me? I want to crawl out of my skin. Relevant comments." Dingo, that Tate Herbaby. That would be a ridiculous reason to be fired. I would recommend recording if you're in a one-party consent state for recording. She can't fire you because she's a naughty girl. OOP. At the beginning of the year, one of my coworkers told me that another teacher got fired for wearing a skirt above her knees, so IDK. I'm just freaked out. I guess TT Solomon's Marbles, please say your union, call your rep. Don't admit or agree to anything. In fact, say as little as possible. If it's about his OF page, you're about to get paid. But here's a flip side. You said he helped you carry things in. Are supposed to have visitors sign in? Did he? OOP. Yeah, I asked for her permission a day in advance and had him sign in at the front office. They gave him a sticker badge. Update. Anyway, I arrived for my meeting at 7:00. I know a lot of you thought it was early, but school starts at 7:45, so it was a normal time for me. I did record the meeting, and even though I am in a one-party consent state, I asked to be safe. The meeting started with Jan, my principal, saying that it had recently come to their attention that my BF had been publicly participating in lewd acts. I asked what she meant, since as far as I knew, my BF had never had charges filed against him for something like that. That's when the HR lady Pam said that somebody they couldn't name names just said it was a staff member found his OF account. Like many of you said, I asked what that was since I had never heard of it. They explained, although they did not look as uncomfortable as I had hoped. Then they asked if I had ever participated in or intended to participate in one of his videos. I said no. Jan said that I couldn't bring any unvetted guests into the building, so I pulled up the email thread I had asking for permission and reminded her that he had his ID scanned in order to get a temp badge. Pam said that it was due to the nature of his online activity that he would no longer be allowed in the school. I said okay, and asked if when I brought my dad to help with things in the future, would I need to disclose his online activity as well. Pam said that wasn't necessary, but that they couldn't have any teacher or staff member affiliated with a sex worker. I asked what that meant, and she said that I could not bring him onto school grounds, to school functions, or anything relating to the school. Additionally, since the school represented the church, the staff could only have relationships with people who upheld a dignified image. Apparently, my BF doesn't do that. She also said that if they receive one report from a parent, student, or staff member of my affiliation with him after this meeting, that would be grounds for immediate termination. I asked if that also applied to the staff member who reported it in the first place, since they went onto a corn site. Jan said that was irrelevant, that the meeting was about me, not the other staff member. The meeting ended shortly after. They asked me to sign an acknowledgement of the meeting. I told them I wanted to review it first and brought it home with me. My BF is furious and at the same time keeps apologizing, saying that it's his fault, but it's not. The standards for teachers are crazy. We're going to have a little Indeed LinkedIn date, so hopefully I can get out of there ASAP. Lesson learned though, never take a job at a religious school. Top comments, not Slothbeard. You missed your opportunity to ask Jan in front of HR if she ever figured out where she knew your boyfriend from, since she said he looked familiar to her. Lost and dumbfound. I asked if that also applied to the staff member who reported it in the first place, since they went onto a corn site. Jan said that was irrelevant, that the meeting was about me, not the other staff member. Jan can't do that because that staff member is Jan, lol. She can't set up a meeting with herself. Good luck escaping.